Hey y'all, I'm back with the book review and discussion of Where Sleeping Girls Lie by Farida Àbíké-Íyímídé. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Books with Kimberly. Don't forget to like, comment, share my channel, and subscribe. Y'all, I am so excited to get into the review for this book. Where Sleeping Girls Lie is such a good book. I stayed up past 3 a.m. one night reading. I would not stop until I finished it, and it was a work night, so y'all know I was really into this book. I have not stayed up that late to read a book in a long time. So I definitely want to shout out my best friend again for gifting me with this book. I absolutely love it. And if you ever want to just recommend a book for me again, let me know. So let's get right into the review. The main character of Where Sleeping Girls Lie is Sade Hussein, who is newly orphaned. Her father has died 4 weeks ago, which leads to her enrolling herself in Alfred Noble Academy in England, a boarding school where she is very excited to start this new chapter in her life. Sade's father was very strict on her, did not want her going anywhere, did not think that she would strive in a real school. So she's been homeschooled. She only had one best friend who also died. And so Sade lets us know very early on that her family has put an omen around her that she's this bad luck in the family and that people around her die. And this book actually starts off where we get a flash forward to 5 weeks where Sade is at a party and lets another character know that someone has died. This story is very dark, very eerie. As I'm reading this story, I'm really getting pulled into whether Sade does have some bad omen around her. And furthering this belief is the fact that Sade's roommate, Elizabeth, disappears the same night Sade comes to the school. They're all looking at the new roommate as the culprit, but Elizabeth's best friend Baz partners with Sade, and the two of them start to investigate what really happened to Elizabeth. Baz discovers that he didn't know his best friend like he thought he knew her, and Sade is learning more and more about the school, the students, the secrets, the lies, and this is a very, very good story. I will say it is a slow burn story, meaning it's not just hard-hitting moment after another, but I did not mind this. I was drawn in just because this book takes place in a boarding school. I've always loved stories that take place at boarding schools. It's one of my favorite things about the Harry Potter series is that there's this boarding school for witches. The students are governing themselves and sneaking around and uncovering secrets at the school, and you get that same vibe in Where Sleeping Girls Lie. Sade is such a very complex character because, again, she has this very darkness about her. She actually has a ghost that visits her when her mind is idle and visits her in her dreams, where she chants over and over, she's sorry to this girl. We get little bits of the story at the beginning that this girl has drowned and she's connected to Sade, and you're wondering, did Sade kill her? Because she's constantly saying, I'm sorry to this ghost. And it's obvious that Sade is dealing with a lot of trauma from losing this best friend who's a ghost who's haunting her. She lost both of her parents. I love when these YA books touch on mental health issues, and this book broached that subject very well. Where Sleeping Girls Lie is a thriller. It has contemporary romantic elements, a lot of suspenseful moments. I love that we get to see Sade growing within this book as she uncovers things about the school. She's making friends, and yes, some of the friends that originally took interest in her because they thought she killed her roommate, but it's nice to see her acclimating into this boarding school as a person who grew up being homeschooled and not getting out much at all. I love seeing her have different characters that she could possibly spark up a romance with, and really seeing how those stories develop. This book also touches on essay, assault, and the R word is used, so trigger warning for anyone out there. But Farida does such a great job really talking about these subjects. I noticed there's a theme running in her books of students discovering secret societies, and she uses these secret societies to really unravel systematic issues within the world and within the education system. This book was no different because she really shines a light on how young boys are propped up by schools as athletes. They get more favor over female students, and how a lot of their indiscretions are swept under the rug by school boards and administrations. How when these boys do harm to young women, they aren't always punished. Justice isn't always served. It isn't always fair. But I love that in this book, we get to see young women taking a stand and holding the administration accountable. And you get to see a very realistic conclusion to what happens when these young women stand up, speak out, and really try to get that justice for harm that's been done to them at the hand of young boys who are often protected by these systems. I do have one critique about this book, and that's that I wish there was more clear and concise character development as well as character motive within this book. Overall, y'all, I give this book 5 stars. I did not want it to end. I thought this book was so intriguing. It had me from the first page. Do y'all see this cover? I mean, I was sold from the cover, from the title. Even though I was not a fan of Ace of Spades, I feel like I can appreciate Ace of Spades as a story more now that I've read Where Sleeping Girls Lie. I noticed that this author, Farida, has a theme. She has a signature to her books that I can appreciate now. I recommend that all of you read this book and get down in the comments if you have already read Where Sleeping Girls Lie, if you have read Ace of Spades, if there are other suspense, mystery, thriller, YA novels that you can recommend that are similar to this book, get down in those comments and let me know. And thank you again for tuning in to a Books with Kimberly video.